I have a video clip of it, so you'll be able to see this at some point. We walk down the stairs. We see the train waiting in the station. I'm like, yo, that's our train we need to get on. So we start running towards it. Taylor's in front of me, though. I'm behind holding the camera like this. Taylor gets on the train. The door, like, shuts on him. But then he gets in, and the door immediately shuts in between us. And Taylor goes to the window. He's like... because I didn't have an international plan. I didn't want to pay for an international plan for my phone on this trip. So I had no phone service. I had very little clue of what station I was going to. I like don't know my way around London. Like I was gonna say snort a line of caffeine, but maybe cocaine is just the way to go to get the full.
Methamphetamine.
Sure. Do you want to go do that real quick and then we do intro? Or are you ready?
Yeah, no, I'll be right back. Actually.
Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Teen Finance Pod. It's been actually it's been 2 weeks. It's been exactly 2. No, it's been 3 weeks.
2, I think.
No,
I hope 3
because every week it's been a week,
guys.
Right?
Yeah,
and we missed 2 weeks, so it's been 3 weeks since we've last talked. But we are back from our unannounced yet kind of warned hiatus. I feel like we gave a fair warning that like there was a chance. I mean, we told people what was happening. We said we were straight up with frantic February and that we would be very busy. And I feel like that comes with the implied we might miss a podcast upload. I don't know. I was in the UK. Maseo was in Zona. And then we both got back from our trips and got bogged down with schoolwork that we had to catch up on. So naturally, we didn't really have time to record our silly little fun time podcast. Also, we're both in our comfies, by the way, because it's like midnight. And I feel like if we're ever recording around midnight, we get to wear the comfies. It's just like allowed.
I feel like it's justified at that point.
Yeah.
I think you can kind of see how things are going for us right now, judging by the fact that we're recording at midnight with comfies on.
So. We weren't about to go a month without uploading a pod though. That just doesn't happen. That's too much. And we because we haven't shot an episode in like 3 weeks or whatever. And because we did a lot of traveling, we have stuff to talk about. We have some like I have 2 arbitrage opportunities. Actually, this is a double arb episode, which I don't know is giving if that's giving too much to you. We'll see if I do one or both of them. I think I'll probably just do both. But then also purchased a new $5 million headquarters in Arizona.
Coming soon.
Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. And then I want to talk about selling bodies on the black market as an entrepreneurship side hustle. It's so bad, bro. I don't know if I'm even allowed to say that.
Our videos gonna get 0 views. We're gonna wonder why.
Yeah, I know. We just get like shadow banned. I think we just jump straight into it. I went to the UK. It was a very, very fun trip. It was eye opening. I think I'd never really been to. It's not. Well, I guess it is. I had never really been been to a different continent. I've been to Hawaii, which is it on the North American shelf? No. There's that fault line that goes up like the San Andreas fault, right? Isn't that separate? I don't even know.
Yeah, I guess not technically.
I've never been to Europe. Went to the UK. Went to Edinburgh and London. Both were amazing. I think I liked Edinburgh a little bit more. It felt a little bit more small town. It's actually where we stayed in a hotel that's in the place where Diagon Alley in Harry Potter is based on. So if that gives you any hint as to how magical it was there, like it seriously was something else. And then London was sick too. We just gotta go explore the city via the London tube, get lost in the tube. Quick story, not related to business in any way, but I think it's just a funny story. So, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it because it ties into something that actually I'm going to talk about later. But first, in Edinburgh. Edinburgh has very, very rich history. And something, in all the tours that we went on, something kept coming up. And it was the body snatching. So, body snatching was like the hottest thing in Edinburgh, like hundreds of years ago. And why? It's because the University of Edinburgh, which is part of the reason why we went there for a biotech trip, is because they do a lot of medical research, and they were at the forefront of medical research in the past. Maseo, what do you need to conduct medical anatomical research?
Doctors.
You need doctors.
Equipment.
What do the doctors need to learn about the human body?
Dead bodies.
Exactly. So there's this big demand for bodies. We basic economics here. When there's a demand, what will always pop up to reach that demand? The supply. So basically, people are dying, but they don't want their bodies to get, sent over to get dissected. So what do people start doing? When a body is buried fresh, they'll go into the graveyard at night and they'll snatch it and then sell it to either universities or researchers or doctors who want these bodies for, it is like medical research purposes. Still not the most morally righteous things, but it happened. The reason people were doing this is because these bodies sold for a crazy amount. So the estimates, what people say, vary, but it basically goes from like 2 to 10 pounds, which now you're like, that's like, in US dollars is like, $2 to $10 basically. The thing is, back then, that was like a month. It was a couple weeks to like 6 months worth of your salary for just snatching one body. So you can see why people started to do this. So that sounded bad too. I'm not saying that you should
that's why. So this is why we should do it, right?
All right. Basically, people took it to an extreme. And the two people who really took it to an extreme were William Burke and William Hare. So these guys said, all right, there are these dead bodies buried fresh, and we're gonna go and snatch them, but it's still not enough supply. Plus, people are like starting to keep the dead bodies in like cages for 5 days. In fact, you need to get the bodies fresh, right? If you wait too long, then they're no good for dissection. So people would like put these bodies in like body snatch proof cages. We actually like saw some of these cages that they put the bodies in at one of the cemeteries. That, fun fact, is home to probably an estimated 500,000 bodies. Whoa. In like a tiny cemetery. 500,000 just stacked on. There are caskets less than 6 inches down under the dirt that I was standing on. Kind of a weird thing.
Talk about a shallow grave.
Right, I know. But these they put these bodies in the cages so that they would like decompose enough to the point where they weren't going to be snatched, and then they'd like fully bury them. So these guys are like, all right, what's the way we can get the freshest bodies? You do the killing yourself. These guys killed 16.
Go in the cages.
Nah, bro. These guys, William Hare and William Burke, killed 16 people. They would get them drunk. They would invite them over, get them drunk, kill them, and then they would sell the bodies to Dr. Robert Knox of the University of Edinburgh and his students, and they would go and dissect them. Eventually, I think it was, so William Burke's body was dissected, and his skin was made into a notebook. Like in Edinburgh, if someone does something bad, they like would just hang them. There's like a bar across the street from us called The Last Drop, because right in the square, like maybe 100 feet from our hotel, is a place where they would like execute people and like hang them. So if you like did a bad crime, you'd just get like publicly executed, and like people cheered it on. It's like the weird culture of Edinburgh. But yeah, this guy's skin was turned into a notebook. Just thought I'd add that on. But it really shows you these interesting ways that people have made money in the past, and it makes me think, what are like these weird ways people are making, these weird and morally incorrect ways people are making money right now? Like, what is the modern equivalent? And it's, I mean, obviously there are a lot of like the body snatching thing. It's a little of a bit more of a gray area when compared to like other like human trafficking, because like the bodies are dead, and the medical research that came out of it like greatly improved it like greatly expanded the lives of, you know, people who are alive, and makes like, you know, life expectancy go up. So I'm not saying body snatching is good, but it's in a grayer area than like the current things. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. And when I heard how much those bodies sold for, I'm like, that's it's just
So,
uh, you know, like and
like, so did the
ask me
university when they
questions, Maseo, please, so I can.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna say something messed up,
So
bro.
so 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 when the university, right, when these two guys kept walking in with dead bodies, they just didn't
I mean,
question
they
it.
just assumed that they were body snatchers, which, like,
Yeah.
of course, is like illegal. You're not supposed to do it. You know, families would go and like defend graves. Like they would go and sit there with like swords and like guns and stuff, and like defend the graves. So you had to be like
Jousting
undercover.
sticks.
But like everyone was like body snatching at that time. Um, and I mean, if they like snitch on their body snatcher, then all of a sudden they don't have bodies to dissect, and they need like a ton of cadavers. So yeah,
Huh.
we saw a lot of the body parts, like preserved body parts from like hundreds of years ago. There's like a foot. There
Oh.
were like private parts just like in like that have been preserved like hundreds of years old. It was
Were
it
they
was
well preserved? Like, it just
yeah,
looked
bro.
like
Straight up.
oh.
uh yeah.
What do they preserve that in? Is it like
Some
what would
special
it
like liquid, or I don't even know what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it interesting part of Edinburgh's history. Um Now moving into the lighter was that segment completely random, or was it just like fun? Like it's like kind of ridiculous, kind of like not funny, but kind of funny.
I thought you
Yeah.
were just gonna talk about like a store you went to in Edinburgh, not
No. Bro, this is like what I took away from the tours was body snatching. That's all they like. All the locals there are like very proud of it for some reason. I don't know.
body snatching
It's like their
arbitrage.
thing. It's all they talked about in the tours. Um, yeah. Besides that, we went to castles and stuff. But one thing we did notice. So we were going to all these 90 or like not like the corner stores and stuff, and I think a lot of you already know this, but Prime is huge in the UK. Like they have like a weird addiction to it, and there isn't a supply there. So when you go there, and we went into these stores, they have Prime up with like their liquor and stuff, and it's locked in a thing. And it's like if you want to get like a normal bottle, it's like $15. And then if you want to get a can of Prime Energy, which like my boys are drinking at baseball practice, it's like $50 to get a thing
No
of
way.
Prime Energy. Arbitrage opportunity in sight. So what you have to do is you have to somehow get Prime to the UK. I don't know if you can like maybe like just like smuggle it in your. Are you allowed to bring liquids in your if you do it in your checked bag?
In a checked bag, yeah. I
Yeah,
think though they might question it though if you have like
a ton of Prime.
that
So maybe
much
you just do like
liquid.
one or two or something. Um, but Prime basically it's just so much more expensive there. Where in the US it's like, you know, Prime Energy is like $3 or something like that.
Yeah,
So
it's not that hard to get either.
it's not hard to get. There's a good amount of them now.
It's just like at a store.
Um, but yeah, I know they have a super weird like kids there just go crazy for it, and they'll get their parents to like give them $50 to go and buy one bottle of like what is essentially a Gatorade. Um, yeah, it was just seeing them up in like a lockbox, and we're like talking to the guys there, and like, yeah, man, it's like people who want it, they buy it and stuff. I'm like, wow, mate, that's pretty amazing. Um, yeah, uh, the the mandoms over there, the mad about Prime, really are. Um, on top of that, I'll stop doing that. Um, another thing that was arbed in the opposite way, in that actually you wouldn't need to really smuggle anything. Um, my one of my friends that I was on the trip with, Taylor, he was looking to buy a new saxophone, and for a couple different reasons, mainly because saxophone there aren't as many saxophone collectors in the UK, mainly just players. Saxophones are way cheaper there.
Hmm.
And by way cheaper, I mean like way cheaper. So a saxophone that is like $13,000 here in the States was like £6,500 in the UK. That's like $8,000. That's like a $5,000 opportunity. So this is where the funny story came in. When we were on our way to the sax shop, we actually we saw. I have a video clip of it, so you'll be able to see this at some point once the video from there comes out. But we walk down the stairs, we see the train coming, or we see the train waiting in the station. I'm like, yo, that's our train we need to get on. So we start running towards it. Taylor's in front of me though. I'm behind holding the camera like this. Taylor gets on the train. The door like shuts on him, but then he gets in and the door immediately shuts in between us. And Taylor goes to the window. He's like, because I didn't have an international plan. I didn't want to pay for an international plan for my phone on this trip. Taylor had service though, so he was like navigating for us with Apple Maps or Google Maps or whatever. And so I had no phone service. I had very little clue of what station I was going to. I like don't know my way around London. But I got on the train after him, and I had heard him say 3. So I guess okay, like at some point, like while he was like reading off directions, I'd heard him say 3. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna guess 3 stops. I waited 3 stops, and sure enough, there he was. So a little bit of a crisis avoided. I could have gotten stuck in London forever and never came back. There would have been no more Teen Finance Pod. I would just be like on the streets of London right now. But yeah, that's he did end up getting the saxophone. I think I should have just like gotten one and then just like resold it here because it really is like it's a $5,000 difference. I'm not saying that's like it's like kind of like it's like a scalper type thing to do. But I mean that sax shop was pretty sick. It was like that's like the mecca for sax players, I think, because we sent a picture to Dan and he was like jealous. I think the Sax Co. it's called in London.
The Sax Co.
Bro, they're just like the saxophones there are so pretty. It's actually pretty sick. Yeah, that was my trip. It was really fun. I want to go back. Public transportation is sick, dude. Like I wish we had that. It was actually really fun just getting to like
we don't
like not have to take a car everywhere. Yeah, we take the train down from Edinburgh to St. Neots. And the part from Edinburgh to Newcastle was really pretty because it was just like along the coast, like coastal towns. I want to go back, man. We need to do like a teen finance tour, and then we can. The only thing I didn't do is I never called Max Bunting while I was there. The guest that we had on from the UK. I should.
They're gonna break it to me that you kicked it with Max.
We didn't really have any like free time. That's actually not true. We could have. I don't. Does he live in London? Did he say that, or is he somewhere else?
I think he wasn't like Manchester or something.
Oh yeah, so I don't know.
Right, that's what said.
But yeah, the little regret. If we ever go to New York, we need to link with Morty or something. Yeah, I might be going to New York at some point soon. I need to tour schools there, so
I'll probably end up there.
Make it happen, bro. We should go together.
My grandma lives in Schenectady, so like far from the city, but it's still there. So
cool. Yeah, no, we need to make it happen at some point. Teen Finance tour.
We could go though. That'd be fun.
Huh? Yeah. We'll meeting up with Morty would be pretty epic. All right.
Go meet each other in New York, then meet up with Morty.
Yeah. That would be fire. What do you mean?
That'd be so sick.
Record a pod. Just like
at dinner with Morty.
We should invite ourselves over to his house and then like do a little MTV Cribs tour and then record the pod. All right. Maseo, enough about my trip. It was sick, but I want to hear about your trip.
Oh right,
your little Zona expedition.
A little Zona expedition. So Teen Finance, we just acquired a building.
Yes.
It was ballpark $5 million.
Ballpark $5 million, yeah. We put it on the black card. If you're wondering how we got that money, we just
well, it's just because like you get the points, you get the 1% cash back. 1% of $5 million is really a lot of money. So
it's basically free.
It was free. It was
basically we tax wrote it off as a business expense, and we got that 1% cash back. So after all that, it's essentially free.
Yeah. And like we already make we're making like trillions a year, so like that the tax write off was like no money out of our pocket.
Yeah, basically.
But it's about 20,000 square feet, 22,000.
Damn.
About an absurd amount of office space, like more office space than warehouse almost.
Really?
So yeah, so we're having to
For
knock out some walls
are you actually?
to expand the warehouse into the office space.
Well, how much hardware does? Do you want to? Can you tell the pod about the whole? I don't know. Is that allowed to be talked about, or
What?
is that
No, it's all open. Whatever
it's all
part. I don't.
open? I think you
Yeah.
should talk about it. I think it's very valuable, like firsthand business, real life, like events and stuff. If you're
Which part?
comfortable with it,
No, I'm fine. What part are you talking about?
huh? The split and the getting the different parts of the company now.
Oh, right. So my dad used to be a part of a company called ArcX, which was split into two called ArcX Solutions and then ArcX, just ArcX, right? And so ArcX by itself is Canada only. And so my dad had full ownership of ArcX Solutions in the US and then partial of the one in Canada.
Oh, I
And
didn't know that. I thought it
yeah,
was just
so
the U.S. part.
no, he had a little bit of Canada as well.
Mhm.
But there were some disagreements about like payments and like workload, and then I think it was something with like payroll. Like he was trying to take payroll out of the U.S. company for the Canada one,
Mhm.
which is super illegal in the first place. But so yeah, so basically they just split. I don't know what financially happened there, but so now we have Jagco, which is our new company,
Yes,
hence
sir.
Jagged last name.
I think
But
it's a sick name.
yeah, so now we have Jagco, and so we just acquired the building, the big building now. So we're hoping to throw a lot of equipment in there, so you can kind of like scale up the business a fair bit. Because right now we've been outsourcing to just random fabrication shops and storing in like warehouses, like paying monthly for them.
I mean, how much
So
hardware is really involved with the business? Is it more
um,
now? Do you know? Like,
yeah, no, it's a lot more now because they're trying to do like full automation now
yeah,
rather than just tooling.
dude,
So it's like
you need to tell your dad to just throw an AI on every single like part of the website. Just like spam AI and like machine learning and like artificial and all of that stuff, and it'll like
just
make the
everything.
biz.
Yeah,
I mean, like there's that. I feel like the AI is in like it's in a little bit of a. Is it a boom or a bubble? I don't know, but
definitely a trend. I mean,
it's a trend. Yeah. I mean, like the other day I was just looking through and like C3 AI stock is up like 50%.
that's so crazy. I feel like
My
the hype will die down
It will
eventually.
die down. It will die down.
Yeah,
But yeah, building is sick. I didn't
yeah, the
realize there was so
building.
much office space. I thought it was
Yeah,
like a
so
warehouse only.
it well, it used to be a call center actually. That's what we found out when we. So like my dad,
Bro,
he
dude,
like
why are we even still doing this? The whole like automating supply chain thing. Why don't we just open a scam call center?
no, literally, that's what I was telling him to do. I told him to just not knock out half the building, right?
Yeah,
Just keep it
and
there.
dude,
Throw
you have a
1,000
perfect friend
cubicles
for
in
it.
there.
You have a perfect friend for it. Oh, we're just Jagco. We automate supply chain for all like the electric vehicle manufacturers.
It's customer
And then you
service.
have it's just customer service. And then you just run that out, dude. What the? That's the
Yeah.
easiest clap of my life, bro. What do you
So
mean?
there was definitely like it was interesting. I had seen a front picture of the building and that was it when I got there.
Yeah,
So it was actually pretty cool to walk in there and see just like the sheer amount of space. Like, that was like a full office building with like probably a couple hundred employees that used to work in there.
yeah. I mean, for the 12 people, is that how many it
Yeah.
is?
Yeah, about 12 people,
But
yeah.
even not all those people are gonna go work in the office.
No, probably like 4 of them. But
Okay.
it's just they're just gonna be storing equipment there. It's
I
like
think we need a teen
it's
finance studio in Zona, so we'll
no,
fly out there.
There's like 3 rooms there that have no windows, no and one big door.
Did you claim a dungeon for us?
Yeah, I did. I claimed the dungeon, but I don't know if we really keep the dungeon. But
Nah,
we
I
have
think
there's a podcast dungeon there for us.
okay. I think we just throw up soundproofing and then we fly out there. We become Southwest frequent flyers, or you know how American Airlines used to sell that all you can fly pass.
But yeah, for like 200,000.
Yeah,
Mark
yeah,
Cuban's like only story
yeah,
he ever
yeah. I
tells.
think we
Yeah.
just buy one of those, put it on the black card, and then we just like go pew 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 between
We
here
just
and
go buy another building.
Skyport.
Mm,
Yeah, we just
yeah.
buy a building here too, like
Yeah, right now. Like Bay Area real estate is so affordable.
No, actually, right now everything's empty. Like if you go to San
That's true. Yeah, a
Francisco,
lot of the companies have just
everything is
disappeared.
empty. All those office buildings are like dirt cheap now because they can't find anyone to fill them. I don't know. I think WeWork just bought them all, probably.
Oh yeah.
Dude, WeWork is just the public library for rich people. Change my mind. Is that not true?
No, that's true. It's kind of
Straight up.
interesting though. It's kind of cool though.
WeWork, it's literally just the public library for people who get grossed out by homeless guys. Is that not true? It's the public library for gentrified white neighborhoods. Literally.
Yay.
Literally. It's this that's all it is. Um
That's kind of true though.
but yeah, I think they're buying up all that real estate, or they're like
They're
at
just
least leasing it and turning them into WeWorks.
private libraries, right? Is it monthly? I think
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm sure it's like crazy
it's got to be
expensive.
so expensive.
It's for
Yeah.
like $20 million, so you can go sit at a desk in like not a desk, a beanbag, or
Ooh,
one of those
a zero
fancy
gravity chair.
zero grav chairs, or a little like cube bubble chair, or just like they
Mhm.
just like one of those sit in another soft plushy geometric shape that
Or
is
like
definitely good for your back. No.
one of those like really uncomfortable like aesthetic like hanging swinging chairs.
Yeah, I didn't.
Have you ever sat in those before? They're not comfortable.
They're
Like,
not.
I've never
I
been
thought it'd be like a
comfortable.
little hammock.
No, it's like not the ones with like the one string that go up. Those are not cozy.
Yo,
It's like you're just
real quick, second best investment you can make. I think I've said AirPods are the best investment you can make. Second best?
is it comfy? It's
Nah,
not a comfy.
this chair,
You're standing
bro.
up. Oh, right.
Buy a Herman Miller. It's worth it. It'll save your back, and then you won't have back pain when you're older. And you
What do
can
you
get these Aerons, dude. They're dirt cheap now because during COVID, which is when I got mine. I mean these things are like $1,000 MSRP, but during COVID, all of the offices closed, and all of them they were tech companies that spent crazy VC money just buying a ton of Herman Millers and stuff like that, and the offices close, and then they're just these Aerons sitting there, and they're like, okay, we need to sell them. So you can go and get these for like $400 now. Everyone should do it. Maseo, I know you have your cool like
or
secret
just
lab chair.
buy an unergonomic, super rock hard
Gaming
secret
chair.
lab
Bro,
chair.
buy a
Come on.
buy an, I don't know
It's
why
a
you
race
still
car,
have
though.
that.
It's a race car.
Yeah, but it's like I've sat in that thing. It just feels like a rock. Does it not hurt after like a certain amount of time?
I don't sit in my desk for that long ever.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Bro, you
it
need to
does
start
get
logging hours now.
It has gotten uncomfortable though. Yeah.
like this chair, you don't realize, you don't sit and be like, wow, that's so comfy. That's not the point. You just never get uncomfortable. You never realize it's there. It's just a chair, and it doesn't cause you any pain or anything, and that's the most you can ask from a chair, I think. Because if you sit in one of those like super plush comfy executive chairs that have like a ton of cushions on them, you like sink into them, they get uncomfortable at some point. This
Yeah,
is just
they
like
do.
ergonomic. It's all made to fit your body, and it will not cause you any pain, and it's the greatest thing ever. That's my ad for not sponsored. Just go
Herman
get one.
Miller
They're
ad.
cheap. I highly recommend it.
I went into the Herman Miller store on Santana. Have you been there before?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, there's a whole store there, and they just let you sit in the chairs.
They dropped a
And
new chair.
Yeah, I
New
think I
chair
might have
dropped a
sat in
couple
it.
days
I don't
ago.
know. Oh no, a couple days ago. No, I
Or
sat in
not
like
like
15 Herman Miller chairs that day.
because they yeah, this one, the Vantum, they just
The
dropped the
Bantam.
Vantum. It's $800 MSRP because the Aeron has been like the office chair for the longest time, but it looks like an office chair. It doesn't look cool. And then the Embody came out, but that one's really expensive. And now the Vantum is like the gaming looking one. It
Oh,
just
I
looks
see.
better.
Cool, $1,000.
Just buy used Aeron or a used Embody. I think that's still
You
a
know, I
strat.
was thinking about that. 'Cause this one, like, that one looks more breathable too. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't get
the
hot.
chair doesn't really get hot, but it just gets like, I don't know, like warm.
Warm,
I don't know how to describe it.
toasty.
Yeah, and it's like I have this like pillow that's like look, this is like my lower back support. Is this pillow right here? That's just
Yeah,
a
I have
mic
like a
up on it.
lumbar bar.
Yeah, you see, I don't. I just have a lumbar pillow, and it's like this chair is miserable without the pillow. But
You know whose chair sucks? Raleigh's, dude. That thing is like
I don't
it's
think I've
an
ever sat
actual
in it.
brick, dude. It's so bad. I think Dan has an air and I think Evan has an air on. But Raleigh's chair, oh my gosh, for the amount of time that kid like sits doing like homework or gaming at his desk, I feel bad for his ass. I think he's gonna get one though.
Yeah, I know. For a while, John, he had like a stool, like
Like a
like
kitchen stool.
yeah,
That's like almost worse than the Costco table and like a folding chair. It
yeah. And
is.
now he has like a full like lazy boy couch, and he still plays on PC. So
That's
he
bad.
like
That's
he
so
just like
bad.
hunches over,
That's so bad.
is sitting on like an $800 couch, but nobody will buy like a
I feel like
used lazy boy off
the
of you.
couch and the dresser is the ultimate gaming setup.
It's like
Gaming
almost
on
what
a
he has,
dresser.
dude.
Shoot, dude, we should make this podcast just all about chairs from now on, maybe.
The most ergonomic podcast in the world.
But seriously, go buy a good chair. If you take any investment advice, any go buy this stock, go buy index funds, go buy call options. No, go buy a chair.
Buy
It's
puts
all
on the S&P 500, the world's gonna explode.
dude. Buy spy puts. Those people, guys,
Yeah, it just like
buy spy puts. Nah, this is
that'll
not financial
work
advice. Don't
if you
listen to
catch
anything we
it
say.
for a 5-second gap, potentially. It'll
Swing
never
trading?
work farther than that. It's not
Dude,
gonna
what is
swing
Adrian's thing in
farther.
swing trading, dude? He actually gives me
Dude,
anxiety.
I don't. He gives me anxiety too, but he keeps making money somehow, and it's
Yeah,
stressing me out.
it's stressing me out too, bro. I'm
Because
scared. Bro's been
I've
like,
consistently.
his volume just keeps going higher and higher though.
Yeah,
Like he keeps
exactly.
putting more and more money on these
Yeah, yeah,
things,
yeah.
and I'm like, bro,
Like
it's gambling, dude. Like,
I know. It's like I'll talk to him one day, and he'll be like, oh, I just made $400 yesterday off of like Norwegian Cruise Lines, and I was like, oh, sweet. He's like, yeah, and it just dipped today, so I'm buying back in. I'm putting like 40% of my
bro,
account.
I
I'm
know.
like,
Yeah, he was
oh,
telling me how he's
oh,
buying NCL. I'm like, bro,
40% of your account into NCLH, or yeah,
not gonna lie, not gonna lie. I may or may not have bought Southwest and American Airlines after like the flights getting delayed, like crashed their stock. Bro, I'm
yeah.
loading the
No,
boat.
that wasn't a bad play. That was good.
Yeah, yeah.
Home
All
Depot
right,
stock. Actually, Home Depot stock kind of failed me, but
no shot. I thought it doesn't dip.
no. Actually, I haven't lost any money, but I haven't really made any.
Hey, if you need financial advice, just go buy Bintel, buy Chimp Typhoon, and buy Teen Finance. Those are the only 3 stocks you need. Oh, also, like real quick, I think
TF.
we'll end it with this. This will only take a couple minutes. We're thinking about changing the name of this podcast eventually. Teen Finance is a very good name for search engine optimization. Besides that, it's quick, it's easy to remember, but it ties us down. We're not going to be teens forever, like that's something we want to think about, and if we want to build our podcast off the back of that, because the plan is Maseo and I are going to go to college in different places most likely, and this is gonna we're just gonna like link up every Monday or Sunday to record an episode, and that's how we're gonna like stay in touch and make banger pods. But I don't know, we've been thinking about other names. The current one that's like number one is back of the envelope, as in like a back of the envelope calculation. Could call it back of the envelope business, back of the envelope econ, but I think back of the envelope is just simple. I think it definitely describes what we do, just with like our basic ARB calculations and stuff. That's like a back of the envelope calculation, basic
Yeah.
business ideas. That's exactly what it is.
Boat.
Boat, BOTE, boat. Then we have an acronym instead of just TF. The fuck, like, I mean, I don't know. I think boat pod could be fire.
Boat pod will be fire.
Let us know what you think, or don't. We might maybe one day we'll just be boat instead of teen finance. We'll see. All right, that's it. Mark your calendars. We'll see you next week. Right? We're not gonna like.
Yes. No. Never again. Never again.
Wait,
We went 30
can you do
weeks
the thing
strong. We're gonna do another
where you
30
raise
weeks.
one eyebrow? Can you do?
Wait.
Oh, you gotta got it. You coulda got the evil eye, bro. We need to go to sleep, bro. I'm so tired. I saw him do my physics homework. I
Oh
just
my
not
God,
do it.
I'm cracking sanity. She doesn't check it anyway.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be chill.
Um.
Yeah, that's it. Bye. Maseo, go to
Alright.
bed. You need sleep,
Yeah.
homie.
Yeah, dude.
Ow.
Bye.